Hello, ladies and gentlemen, as guardians and mutants alike. Welcome back to another Liam Aiden gameplay video. More Marvel Strike Force today, where we're just going to be taking a quick look at some of the latest release notes, because we've got some really good news. There's a lot of things dropping in this latest update to the game, and a lot of things that relate directly to the Sinister Six, which was the last topic that I covered in my video just last week for Marvel Strike Force. So just going to take a little bit of time to have a look at those and break that down a little bit. So first up, as we know, Doc Octopus is the latest legendary that's going to be coming to the game, and as we mentioned briefly in that Sinister Six video that I made last week, he's going to be a pretty fantastic character. He's got the ability to summon a sixth member of the Sinister Six to the squad. So basically, he's going to mean that if you've got Doc Ock in your Sinister Six squad, you're going to be fighting with 6 toons versus your enemy's 5. That sounds like a really cool ability. I can't wait to get him. And we know now that you're going to unlock him using the X-Force characters. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to mean for players, because a lot of those X-Force characters, Negasonic, X-23 for example, they're pretty difficult to get right now. Obviously we had events for them, but not everyone will have managed to get them, especially free-to-pay players, so free-to-play players rather. So it's likely that perhaps they're going to kind of basically be behind a paywall, that Doc Ock is kind of going to be behind a paywall for a while, but I'm still expecting to see him in game. There are definitely going to be people out there who are going to be willing to drop the money because he looks like a fantastic character. But beyond that, we now know that we're also getting 2 additional members of the Sinister Six. So that means that you're going to have 8 potential characters in your Sinister Six lineup. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work in terms of Doc Ock choosing who the 6th person is that you bring in, but I'm really excited that they're going to be expanding the Sinister Six roster. The Spideyverse in general is probably one of my favorite parts of the MCU, and the Sinister Six have always been, they've included some of my favorite villains ever since I was a really young kid, so I'm so pleased to see them here. Now, back in that Sinister Six video I made last week, I was saying it's a little strange that they're introducing Swarm. From my opinion, it was a little strange that they were introducing Swarm. He's kind of a newer member of the Sinister Six, I understand that, so maybe if you're kind of currently really invested in the comics right now, that makes sense, but for me, maybe a little bit more of a traditionalist, he seemed like an odd choice to bring into the game, and I kind of mused, I wonder why they didn't bring in Sandman or Electro. And lo and behold, in the 4.3 release notes that we got just the other day, it was announced that Electro is coming to the game. It looks like we're getting a version of Electro, a kind of Francine Fry version of Electro, which I'm really excited about. I think she's going to be a great addition. We don't actually have much information about Electro right now, but I'm just so excited to see them expanding that Sinister Six roster in the game. We're also getting Baron Zemo. Cool. Not that I'm not a Baron Zemo fan, not that I'm not a Captain America fan, but I gotta be honest, it's really all the Sinister Six updates. These are the ones that are really getting me excited, especially because the Sinister Six right now are one of the squads that I'm really farming. I really do recommend them as one of the best squads to start with, one of your early villain squads. I think they're probably the best one to go for. Again, check out that video if you haven't already. I do explain kind of why I think they're so great in there, and I'm so excited we're going to get these 2 new characters. So as I said, we don't have much information about Electro today, although stay tuned for that, because as soon as something comes out, I'm going to be really excited to go through it with you. So what I think we're going to do today is just have a quick look at the information that they have released about Swarm, because I think the marquee Swarm event is going to be starting really soon. So again, expect people to be recruiting Swarm and adding the character to their Sinister Six squads really soon. Okay, so Swarm, the human hive, basically a giant humanoid swarm of bees. Pretty cool. Means that he can change his shape and size, and has incredible strength, and I guess can sting people too. So let's have a look at this. Wax enemies with this buzzsaw. So traits: villain, city, bio, controller, Spider-Verse, and Sinister Six. Awesome. So his basic attack is going to be the bee ball. Attack primary target for damage plus drain, rebound chain to 2 adjacent targets targets for damage plus apply drain, and if charged, lose 1 charge. If not charged, attack self for damage. Okay, so he's going to take a little bit of damage if he's not charged, even on his basic. Special B Scream. So this costs 4 energy. Attack primary target for damage plus apply disruption. If the primary target has disrupted, bonus attack for damage plus apply defense down. Okay, so a lot of debuffs. He's landing a lot of debuffs. That's pretty cool. If the primary target has defense down, bonus attack for damage plus apply slow. If charged, lose 1 charge. If not charged, attack self for damage. Okay, so again, he's taking damage. All right. So it's going to have to be something you're really going to have to be careful of here, because I guess he's going to potentially be inflicting a lot of damage on himself. And ultimate, Be Gone. Energy, so this costs 3 out of 5. Attack all enemies for damage plus apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. And again, that's losing a charge, and if not, he's going to take some damage. And then his passive, Buzzkill. On spawn, gain 4 charge. Okay, so that's a nice setup, so you're going to at least start with some charge in the bank. On turn, if charged, heal for a percentage of this character's max health and flip 2 negative effects to positive effects, and gain plus dodge chance per charged. Okay, so the being charged, once you gain charge, you're basically gonna make up a little bit for some of that damage that you may have taken by using abilities when you weren't charged. We're also again seeing this flipping of negative effects to positive, so that's kind of keeping up this Sinister Six vibe that we already have present with a couple of the current Sinister Six members, to just play around with those buffs on themselves and on enemies, flipping negatives to positives on their own team and dispelling positives on the enemy team. That's cool. I really like that. So it says one of the first chances to recruit Swarm will be during his event campaign, one of many, where you'll need to assemble a top squad made up of characters with the limited time Rogue Agent trait. Join Swarm as he attempts to infiltrate a secret Hydra compound to free Electro and Dr. Octopus from the clutches of Red Skull. Okay, pretty cool. So, okay, it says for the complete list of characters using the Rogue Agent trait, filter your roster using Rogue Agent. So I guess that's something they already did in the update. Let's take a look at that right now. So hopefully we can find the tag here. Yep, there we go, Rogue Agent. Okay, so yeah, so a kind of a mixture of characters. There's all sorts of people here. Wow, so these are all people, I guess, who have at some point gone rogue during their Marvel careers, and a ton of people here that I haven't even unlocked. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. Winter Soldier. Yep. So a lot of cool people here. So luckily I've got Rhino. Obviously he's part of my Sinister Six. Vulture, part of my Sinister Six. He's in good shape. Punisher, part of my Defenders. He's in good shape. But then Yondu, okay, and Wolverine. Yeah, so they're my top 5. So Yondu and Wolverine not in a great position. Looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of work before I recruit Swarm. And it sounds like we're going to come across Electro during that Swarm event as well, which I'm really excited about. Don't get me wrong, I think Swarm actually sounds great. I think he sounds like a great addition to the team. As I said, there's going to be a lot of interplay with some dynamics that are already there with Sinister Six, but Electro I am really excited for. So yeah, overall I think this is pretty cool, guys. This is a pretty good update. These were good release notes, a lot of new content coming to the game, and a lot of new stuff for Sinister Six. There's other stuff there too though, bug squashing, and a lot of character updates too, including some of the Sinister Six to get that synergy really going. Mysterio, for example, it looks now Mysterio actually has a revive ability, one of his mirror images that gets summoned on death through his special ability, the Grand Masquerade. They now actually revive him, it looks like, with 100% health, plus lots of other character updates, including Wave 1 Avengers. Just tons of new stuff in game, so if you haven't done so already, please do check it out. Honestly, I think this just makes Sinister Six an even more viable team for that first villain squad farm. If you are considering it, I really think this is the team to go for, especially now we're getting this new content. I can't wait to check it all out with you. But what do you think? Let me know your comments, criticisms, and suggestions down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That is all from Liam Aiden Gameplay today. I'll be back again soon with more Marvel Strike Force and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Until then, look after each other, and I'll see you soon.